Hello, beautiful sisters. Today, I am reporting love from the island where the goddess of love, Aphrodite, is thought to have been born, the island of Cyprus. Only 40 minutes away from my homeland of Jordan. It's such a beautiful summer escape, and I wanted to share with you from this beautiful paradise. Sunshine and ocean and just all the elements have been really nourishing my body and my soul. And so I wanted to share with you a video that has been a long time coming to educate and share a bit my insights about the ancient system of the chakras. Because here's the thing, any tradition, any system, any kind of offering that has survived thousands of years throughout humanity's, let's say, journey, it probably means it has something to offer us, right? And the chakra system is one of these ancient systems that really allows us to understand ourselves better, to put a bit of order from the chaos of the sometimes spiritual journey, the abstractness of the spiritual journey, and a lot of the intangible parts of it. So when we come to the chakras, we can really start to look almost scientifically at what's happening in our lives, what's happening for us energetically. And as Nikola Tesla once told us, and this has really been marked, etched in the skin of our human knowing, that everything eventually is energy. So when you start to understand your own energetic system, when you start to understand what's happening in your own energetic body, everything else will start to align. So this chakra system, this understanding is something so important for you to dive into. And today we're just gonna scratch the surface. So what I'm gonna ask you to do is stay until the end, because I'm also gonna be sharing tips on how to really work on your chakra system and how to make sure that you're always aligned and in your center. So without further ado, let's get started. So the chakra system comes from ancient Vedic and Sanskrit traditions, the Indian traditions, where the yogis started and all this esoteric ancient knowledge that came from the East emerged. And so one of the things they really mentioned when it comes to the chakras, they talk about them as wheels of energy, wheels of light. And of course, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of these wheels of light in our bodies. But what they did find, these ancient scholars, these ancient, let's say, spiritual scholars, was that we can also simplify and support our own healing and understanding by relating to 7 major chakras in the body. That's 7. So you have 7 wheels of light in your body, or 7 energy centers that can help you make sense of so much. And you'll see exactly why I mean that, because every chakra, every wheel of light, every point of energy in your body relates to some aspect of your body. So for example, if I'm talking about heart, right? I'm talking about the heart chakra. If I'm talking about more power issues and a sense of will, I'm talking about the 3rd chakra. So I'm going to dive in detail. I want you to stay with me until the end of the video to make sure that you get this. And if you have any other tips and insights on working with the chakras, please do leave them below and let me know which one of these 7 you found the most helpful for your own journey. All right, so the first chakra is also known as the root chakra. And these chakras are placed on points along our spine. So from the tip of the spine all the way down, you can touch it right now. This is the root chakra, where your spine ends, where maybe millions of years ago we had a little tail continuing from there. I don't know, but it feels like that could have continued. And here we are at the tip of the spine. Some people have something called scoliosis and different issues that relate with this spine extending deeper down into the body. So touch the tip of your spine and you'll be touching your root chakra. Now the root chakra is the first chakra placed at this tip of the spine. And it relates to everything that has to do with grounding and body and matter and money and security. So for example, weight issues, if you have weight issues, are root chakra issues. There's something in the matter, in the concreteness of your physical system that needs balancing or harmonizing. This also really comes deeply in your birthing story, your birthing trauma if you had one, your sense of identity, your beginning, your belonging, your tribe, right? But one thing I'm going to be talking about in this video is that these chakras are not isolated. And one of the things we really want to start cultivating in our lives is the fluidity between the chakras. And here's the other thing, as we rise in the chakra system, each one above is going to depend on the one below it and the one above it being open and clear, right? So they're all interdependent, and this is really important to notice, and also to have them communicate. So the root chakra, your base chakra, while it's about security and tribe and belonging, what's happening in the new earth and the awakening right now on the planet is that this root chakra, this sense of community and belonging, is connecting with the heart chakra. So we are creating communities, root, based on the heart openness, which is what connects us to spirit. The heart is the moment we cross from lower chakras, earthly, animal self, into higher ways of being. And here's the thing, they all matter. Any form of spirituality that just works from the heart chakra up is missing our foundation as humans. So you do not want to ignore or miss your work on the first chakras. They are extremely important to ground you and base you, and make sure any spiritual information you are channeling is being channeled here into the earth, because we're speaking new earth, right? We're not channeling ourselves to another heaven or planet. We are bringing the heaven here to this earth. So first chakra, any issues of belonging or body or matter or security, money issues are always having to do with the survival mechanism. And so you'll be working on the root chakra if this is something that is out of balance or unstable in your life. And stability is a very core part of this root chakra, because the more grounded and stable you feel in your life, in your home, in your family, in your tribe, in your body, then that means your root chakra is checked. And again, it's not black or white. You don't necessarily have to check it, but at least you know it's in good shape. And maybe you can start this video by maybe giving yourself a score from 1 to 10, what your root chakra feels like in terms of harmony and alignment and health and vitality today. So maybe just give yourself a rating for the root chakra. Now, going to the second chakra. The second chakra is the sacral chakra. It goes a bit under the belly button. It's kind of where our womb lives, but it goes all the way from the front to the back, which is the lower back. And really, this is when we start to, again, the energy is rising, go more deeply into the waters of emotions. This is where our emotions live. This is where your creativity lives, because it's where your womb lives. So this is a very important core center for you as a woman. It's where your sexuality lives. Yes, I said it, your sexuality. It lives right there in your womb chakra, or your second chakra. And this is a chakra I connect with every single day. After my yoga practice, I place my hands on my womb, and I just channel some love, some energy, some healing to make sure I'm connecting with her, because she is a core of my being. She is where all my life force gets to nourish this video and this community and everything I create, because she is the core of creativity. She's where eventually one day you might house a baby. So that must be a very powerful place, right? If it's going to create life from within, if it's going to bridge between the immaterial and the material, which is what creativity is. It's you becoming a channel between the ideas and the immaterial and the things that are just potentialities, and allowing them to fertilize into manifestation. And that's one of your greatest gifts. So this second chakra is very important to tune in with, to heal, to nourish, to connect with every single day, to make sure you're aligned, you are creative, you're alive, you are vitalized. Beautiful. Let's get to the third chakra. The third chakra is the solar plexus. This is where we build a lot of core at the gym, right? We build core power to be strong, to be untouchable, to have this sense of strength in life. It's this lion energy that you want to activate. Here you cultivate your sense of individuality. Here you stop being solely or simply a member of the tribe and become your own person. And every one of these chakras correlates to a moment in your development as a human. So this is when you start to become your own person. Let's say around the age of, I don't know, maybe like 12 and 13, teenage years. Someone can correct me, I'm not sure on that fact, but you can always correlate them with this area of development of growth. So we've taken from the lower survival chakras of I'm just a baby and I need someone to really make me feel secure, to bringing it up to your power center, where you can anchor those queen energies and that strength and that capacity to put boundaries for other. This is a very important third chakra energy. where you start to define your boundaries, define your kingdom, define how you want to relate to the choices in your life, because this is the chakra of choice, of individual will, of free will, which is one of my highest values. I realized recently it is not just freedom as an abstract, because that one actually goes to my love of adventure, but it is free will, the fact that every single day, every single choice is yours to make. And so whenever someone says, do you stand for this or do you stand for this? My answer is usually, I don't really stand for anything in terms of standing for something, because then I might shift to something different the next day. I'm not so headstrong about one thing, but more than anything, stand for free will, and you will be standing in your third chakra, your freedom to choose, your freedom to create the life that you want. So if you have issues putting boundaries for other, or issues claiming your own individual unique self, or if you have issues standing in your strength, or standing in your power, or standing straight and being more fearless and courageous in your choices, then this is third chakra challenges that you can start to work on. Now let's move up to the heart chakra, one of my favorite chakras. When you start having your awakening, for so many people, this is where the magic really starts to unfold. So the lower chakras involve a lot of healing those densities, healing those lower frequency energies, healing the stuff from our childhood that was not fully aligned with our spiritual selves. Once you reach the heart chakra, the potentials of enjoying more of these spiritual frequencies becomes immense, infinite. You start to feel that one of the most important things in life is connection with yourself, with the spirit, with others. And so things like authentic relating become so important in your life, because you realize that all this stuff we've been distracted to believe is important is not really important. What matters is this human bond, this human contact. And that's why in almost everything I create, I always find a sense of community to be one of the most important, if not the most important aspect of the experience, because this is where we stop operating as separate, single units of being, and we become more connected. We tune into oneness, into unity. So the energy is rising again. But in order to open the heart, in order to embody these really beautiful heart energies of the new earth, it's really important to start to heal the heart, because we've put so many guards, layers and layers, years and years, heartbreak after heartbreak, fear after fear of being hurt. And so healing the heart is a really important part of this rising of the energy, this activating your alignment in your body. So the heart chakra needs to learn to forgive, to awaken more compassion even with the people we separate ourselves from. And this is hard. This is not easy work. This is defying every sense of what you thought reality was, to really embody a new sense of what reality is. A more spiritual reality where we start to forgive and expand our connection to other beings, and that includes other humans, other species, to animals, and more and more and more. You become more vast, more expanded. So taking the energy up to the throat chakra, at the throat chakra, you are learning to express all the stuff that's inside and happening. It's almost like you worked all this inner energy. This is the first time it's going to start to open and be offered into the world. You're speaking your truth. You are sharing what you know to be true. You are allowing your inner world and your outer world to start connecting. And again, this is the heart chakra, right? You open the heart, but in order to take that to the next level, you start to share. So they are all interconnected. So the moment you start to share, you start to live your purpose, your truth. You start to speak who you are into reality, to create magic. Abracadabra, the word we've always heard when it comes to magic. It means I will it and so it is. So your words become spells, they become commands to reality, and you become very aware, very careful of what you speak and what you do not speak, because anything you speak, you might create. I remember I had this story, I kept telling people, oh, I've gained blah, blah, blah kilos. I kept repeating that story. And then one woman in our Utopia community said, you need to stop saying that because you are repeating that story. And I was like, ooh, that's right. I need to be more aware of what I'm speaking into reality. So this is what happens when your throat chakra begins to awaken. You might become more interested in sharing your stories online. You become more interested in becoming more of an influencer, in having more impact in the world, in trusting your truth to be something that will be medicine to others. Your throat chakra is happening. This is a journey, right? It doesn't happen overnight. Overnight, the decision might happen, but then you start to share and share and share, and over many weeks and months and years of practice, your throat chakra opens like a lotus flower. It blossoms. And so you have to be gentle with yourself through that journey and that process, as well as we take the energy up to the third eye. The third eye is I read it the other day, they put it this way, your antenna to the universe, like a radio station, and you get to catch the frequencies. So the more you meditate and the more you can cultivate this connection to the third eye, not as mind or brain, but as your connection to the real knowing, as your connection to your inner knowing connected with the universal knowing. So again, the energy is rising, it's becoming more spiritualized. But again, you cannot abandon the lower chakras. No, you have to really take it step by step to activate first in your body, second in your emotions, third in your will, your individuality, then your heart, then your throat. And now you can open these spiritual states of consciousness. Now you are more equipped and self-realized to be able to receive them. I know so many people who have spiritual experiences, awakenings. Their system, their body is not equipped to receive that level of energy and frequency. And so preparing yourself for this awakening is very important. Dreams are where we access very deep energies of our third eye. And a lot of our world's chemicals are literally meant to block and stain our third eye superpower, our intuition, our deepest knowing. So we have to also become really aware on how to cleanse our third eye, for example, by not using fluoride in our toothpaste and all the metals that are just everywhere, including mercury and aluminum and all these toxic metals that really block our third eye, our pineal gland, our connection to spirit. And so to become more aware of that, to become more intuitively guided, to meditate more, to spend more time in silence, and to really trust this connection you have to higher realms, reaching towards the eventual highest chakra, your crown chakra. They say it opens like a lotus flower. And this is where you become one with all. This one has no words. It's beyond polarity. It's beyond duality. It's beyond even physical experience. This is an incredible flush of light that awakens your knowing and your connection to everything that is beyond this dimension and beyond all dimensions. And I know we all want to reach there, right? That's why we're here in the spiritual journey, in this beautiful sacred journey. But the question is not what we want to achieve in the spiritual journey, but how do we become more prepared to receive? And receptivity is a very feminine quality, right? It's less doing and more becoming the channel that can receive that energy, that guidance, that infinite wisdom. So this has already been 18 minutes, so I need to start wrapping it up. This is my first video about the chakras. If you enjoyed it, let me know below and perhaps I can elaborate more, because I did want to elaborate more. I wanted to speak about how you can make sure to stay connected with your chakras, keep aligning them. The one tip I would really recommend is having a morning practice. For me, that's yoga meditation every morning, because yoga literally aligns all of your chakras. I notice the days where I don't do yoga, I am a crazy lady, and it's just a matter of my energy is not aligned, my consciousness is not in my body, everything is scattered. So yoga recenterizes everything, and it has been developed to align our chakras. So find a practice that works for you and work with it every day. And every day you can ask yourself, how are my chakras doing? And if there's something imbalanced in your life, maybe ask yourself, where does it fit in that order I have just shared with you? Is it something relating to my core, my third chakra? Or is it something relating to my knowing and my intuition and not trusting myself? Is it something to me not being able to speak? And as women, we have the most blockages here in the throat chakra and the expression and being silenced, right? And our second chakra, our womb. So my guidance for you as a woman today is really to pay attention to this and this. And of course, it's all interconnected. So to have this strength, this power, we also have to activate the core chakra, your power, your strength, your individuality, your will, your courage. And so without further ado, that is just my introduction to the chakras. I hope it was useful for you. If it was, subscribe to my channel to make sure that you can receive week after week of these really powerful videos, and maybe share it with a friend who needs to hear it. And if you're interested to learn more about my work, just go to madihabi.com so you can learn more about my offerings. I send you love, blessings, and infinite good vibes.